Thank you, Sue. Thank you, James, and ladies and gentlemen, for having me here today. Rather than deliver a formal speech, I thought I would just reflect on a few of my observations about this program, but also on some of the conversations I've already had this morning with participants that are here today. And I really think one of the strengths of both this program, the Water for Profit program, but also our primary industry are three things that are brought together here today, and those are water, obviously, people, and our unique ability to collaborate in Tasmania. We all here understand the value of water, which is why we are here. And we do know from research, and although it does vary, that agriculture that is based on irrigation tends to be around 10 times more valuable than agriculture that's not based on irrigation. And indeed, in 2015-16, irrigated agriculture produced around 55% of the state's agricultural production from only around 6% of the land use. So the statistics back it up, but the government also recognises the importance of water, which is why we've committed $70 million for tranche 3 of irrigation. But also we know that farmers recognise the importance of water, because a recent Rabobank survey showed that in Tasmania 60% of farmers are going to be looking to invest in water or irrigation infrastructure, and that compares to a figure of only 26% nationally. So the people in this room and outside this room in government do realise the importance of water. I mentioned people, and this is what the entire primary industries are about in Tasmania, and that's the men and women that are here today and that are out in the fields and also in labs and in businesses supporting what you do. The farmers, the agronomists, the scientists, and across Tasmania we've had a really great history with innovation and our people looking at ways that we can do things differently. We've seen that obviously in a range of sectors within primary industries, but we've also seen it across the research sector as well. We've got groundbreaking ideas and innovation that comes from our state, and that's because we do have amazing people. The third observation that I've made, and actually had a conversation just earlier with Sue and James about it, is our ability to collaborate in Tasmania. And this is something that is very unique. And having worked and lived in different places and studied on the mainland as well as worked there, I see that as one of our key assets going forward within this broader industry across Tasmania. I've had the ability to study. I've done a master's in viticulture. I've planted my own vineyard, and now obviously in government. I see the benefits of actually working together, because together we are far more than just the sum of our parts. Our ability to actually create ongoing and sustainable economic growth and also social growth in regional and rural areas of Tasmania is predicated on the fact that we are able to collaborate so meaningfully. And this is where the Water for Profit program has been so successful, and I know from talking to participants the peer-to-peer feedback has been very valuable, but also from a researcher's perspective, being able to get out and about on your properties to be able to conduct the research, but then to be able to have that face-to-face contact, to be able to talk, to be able to improve, and importantly to be able to drive the innovation and ideas that are being researched into the farm in real time, rather than waiting for peer-reviewed journals to come out and possibly, as they sometimes do sadly, sit on a shelf and gather dust. So I'd like to thank all the people for the work that you've done in this program. I'd like to congratulate TIA, TFGA, Macquarie Franklin, also to Pitwee for the work that you've done to be able to collaborate. I'd like to thank everyone here for how much time and effort you put in, because the goals and also the outcomes that we will see from this event and also future programs, it's not just for now, we're building on a better future, and we're building on a stronger primary industry sector all across Tasmania. So I'd like to thank you all for having me here today. Only obviously very new in the role, but very enthused and looking forward to meeting more of you individually and looking to work collaboratively across all areas of primary industry over the coming years. Thank you.